Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone who has joined us today. It's a brand new day, and we are here thriving. And whatever it is that we do, we are good to go. So, as we join this platform today, our theme is just mindset change is possible when it is actualized through action. And we are here despite the noise. I hope everything will be fine. We are on our own today. The people that do the back office, they've got big noise, but we are here. Even for me, after this call, I am going to a funeral. This is why, the brand is for the funeral this morning. But I am comforted that I've got some sunshine with me on this stuff. But it's not so cold, so I will leave it alone. So those ones that are joining us for today, we are here on this platform every day, Monday to Friday, or Monday to Thursday, until we clinch the deal for next week. For the healthy tips on Fridays. But we are here every day. Monday we've got Rev Water. On Tuesday, that's me. With fractions of unstoppable momentum, where we're just doing the things that we need to be doing so we can get the success that we want. On Wednesday, we've got Salome, who comes with mompreneurs, just making you be able to do anything that you wish to do, despite your circumstances with the babies and with the life and everything else, that you can still do it. So we're so proud of the Wednesday platform, where we just asking the young ladies to just do it, go there and do it and get whatever it is that you want to do in life. And then on Wednesday, that is Wednesday. On Thursday, we've got Dr. Nelly, who comes with prosperity for your soul from bedroom to boardroom. So we are equal to the task, and we just want to live in this one body that is making things happen. So this is that's what we do. So this morning, I want to welcome you to the free Mentorship Academy. My name is Dr. Sylvia Bimwansa with Just Simply Sunshine, and I'm so grateful you chose to start your day with us this morning. And whatever we do it for those that want to do personal development. So as you see us today, in the theme, our theme for today is powerful and really personal. Mindset change is possible when it is actualized through action. And this is indeed what it is that we come to do every morning. It's because we're actualizing something. We're taking action. This morning had a little bit of noise, but it is just that time that we need to be around. So in these 30 minutes, we're not just going to talk about change. We are going to explore how to move forward, or how to move towards it with real stories. We tell real stories of how we're doing our entrepreneurship. We tell real stories of what's happening around our lives. We tell real stories of those that want to be engaged with us. And this is concerned with real transformation and, most importantly, real action. Before we dive in, I just want to hear from you. In one word, what does action mean to you? I just want you to just say good morning, those ones that are joining us, good morning. And yes, good morning, Salome, good morning, Millicent, good morning, everyone that is joining us. We're just here making things happen. So action means a lot of things to many people. Some people having a lot of money is success because they're taking action, and then they see that. So action, it's just simply, means whatever it is that you want to do, you have to actually action it. Good morning, Mape. Good morning. So action is those things that really make it happen for a lot of us. If you're not taking action, then it is not happening. So take action in whatever it is that you want to do. And even the abbreviations ACT, it says act. Action changes things. And if you can actually, deal with that, you're going to be able to make things happen for you. So in the power of action in the Mindset Change program, as you may know, SBM Training and Consulting Institute, we created the Mindset Change Process 2. what we call the MCP, because we saw too many people stuck in a cycle of good intentions. Everyone has got good intentions. Every person, when they wake up, they've got good intentions to make something happen. So these good intentions are there. It's like the way you set your goals, the way you actually say this is what you're gonna do, and things happen, and you just find that you're on the same place and you're not doing much. Then you're not going to see the results that you desire. So to unstuck you from where you are, this is why this program was mooted, and it is here to give you those intentions with the results that you expect. If you've got intention and there are no results, then it is a problem. And I personally have learned this truth. Mindset change doesn't happen in the mind alone, because a lot of says, "Oh, I've got a clean mindset. I've got a growth mindset." No, this one needs to change. Like a lot of us always just put out there that we need to change. We need to change. Or no, Zambians need to change, especially that very good phrase. Zambians need to change. Oh, civil service needs to change. Oh, this one needs to change. But we forget that change starts from me. If I change, then the people that are around me will also, change with us. So when it happens that it is not just the mind alone, it happens when we get moving. And I just want to say, change happens when we get moving. Mindset change doesn't happen just in the mind. It happens when we get moving. It happens in the little things, choosing to say no when you mean no, where someone actually does not go away feeling, that rejected, but they go, away feeling that there's something that you can do about it after all. Picking up that book is change. Making that uncomfortable phone call is change. Deciding to forgive someone who has wronged you is a big change. Or finally, just prioritizing yourself. Because if you prioritize yourself and you get things happening, then you are good to go. MCP is about transformation with strategy. We don't just teach concepts. We ask, what will you do with what you believe in? What are you good at? What would you like to change? Where do you want to be in the near future? And just this question, the question that even, I know, my daughter who is on the call will always ask, what do you really want? I ask them, what is it that you really want and how do you want it done? And this is why we are here today, just mentioning some of these things, that once we actualize something, we are good to go. So tonight, I am honored, this morning, I'm honored, to spotlight our guest, Yande, our actualizer. And I'm honored to introduce, you today, that really this is what it is that you want to be able to do as you take action. So, Yande, whose MCP name is Actualizer, she recently completed the Mindset Change Process program and has already stepped up as MCP Ambassador. And, she was probably like the youngest in the group that we had on that day. And, when she says, oh, this is what it is that I'm going to do, and she's eager to share her journey with, with young people, for me, that was something that really I said, oh, yes. This is what it is that, I want to see in young people. So she's living proof that action is where the change becomes real. Yeah, and they welcome to today's, show. And I just want us to have a conversation. And with these conversations, you can be able to say whatever it is. You tell us from the beginning of, the floor is yours. You take us from the beginning, how you made Dr. Sunshine, what first, drew you to the Mindset Change program. What was your mindset like before starting? You chose the MCP name Actualizer together with the people that were here, and just these things. Why that word? What are the specific actions you want to take, from this? And it's just a conversation. You can just be able to go. So it's all to you. You start with introducing yourself and you just get going. You've got 15 minutes to explore yourself and explore the world.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's gotten the time and the chance to join this conversation today. I just want to say good morning to you, Dr. Sunshine. Despite you not being in your brand colors, the sunshine still reflects through your demeanor and your personality. So we love that. The Mindset Change program is probably one of the best things that have happened to me. I think this past few days, and a lot of things have happened to me, which is something I spoke to Dr. Sunshine about. If I draw it and I bring it all to the very beginning, I I met Dr. Sunshine at um, the Lusaka Chambers of Commerce Expo. So there was an expo. It was a 2-day expo, and I met her at one of them. I was representing the organization I'm currently with, Educating Girls and Young Women for Development. And she really took a keen interest in what we're doing. So she stopped by with a very youthful personality. She was very loving, very jovial. Again, she's sunshine. She brought the sunshine to our store. So she came in, we had a conversation, and she really took interest in me. And immediately we took pictures. She texted me. We got into a conversation and set the ball rolling, really. There was an event that was happening at the Urban Hotel, and I think it was called the She Builds Africa. It was on Africa Freedom Day. And we had this conversation in the evening around 22 hours, and she invited me, and I thought it was a very good opportunity for me to go meet with other women who are doing great in this space. So I went there, and she then after that introduced me to the MCP program. I think what really drew me to the MCP program was how comprehensive it was. I think for most of the times when we're looking at these training and leadership programs, they're oftentimes centered around career. So many people are going to talk about career. And as someone who enjoys having conversations about my career, what I want to do, the future, and the steps that I'd like to take for myself, I found it quite interesting that the MCP program was diverting from not just career to other parts of your life. And so I think that intrigued me, and she invited me, and she believed in me and the things that I do so much that she said, you know, one thing, if you can promise me to come onto the program and be an advocate for change, then I've got you. You can come through to the training and join other people who are going to be part of the training. So I made her a promise, literally, and I said I will be an advocate for change wherever I go, within my friends, within my community, and within my space. So yeah, so that's how I joined the MCP program. And like she told you, yes, my name is Actualizer. And how we got to the name Actualizer is we carried out this very interesting exercise where we were told to stand in front of a mirror. And when you do stand in front of the mirror, you have to tell yourself, have a conversation with yourself, and say what you're good at, one thing you'd love to change, and where you see yourself in the future. Now, this is very interesting because most of us, whenever we look in the mirror, the main thing we're concerned about and the main thing we want to focus on is how am I looking? Do I look nice? Do I look beautiful? And oftentimes we are. So in this particular time, you had to reaffirm yourself. And as young women, a young professional building herself and building a consultancy firm, we know that young women experience a lot of imposter syndrome, and we're not honest really about the things that we're genuinely good at because society teaches us to be very humble. And so we don't have time to sit down and really accept the things that we're genuinely good at. And so I remember standing in that mirror and being honest with myself. I think that's where the mindset change started. The mind change process, had started, because I had to, for the first time, look at myself in the mirror and talk to myself and say, this is what I'm good at, and not downplaying myself to make somebody else feel comfortable or to look like I'm modest. I had to be honest. And that honesty also had to transcend to the things that I think I should work on. which one of the greater things was my socializing with other people, because I'm greatly introverted. So socializing with people and getting into spaces and having my voice heard was something that comes as a big struggle to me, but I have been working on for a couple of years. So I had to be honest. And through the conversation in the mirror, I said a lot of things. I said I'm good at solving problems. I will see a problem, and the first thing I'll think of is what can we do about it? That's how I was able to work with the organization that I'm working with. That's the backdrop around me starting a consultancy firm. So I love having ideas, not only just having ideas, but how can we bring those ideas to life? How can we actualize those ideas? How can we move from a point of ideation to a point of realization of our vision, of our goals, and all of that stuff? So through the exercise, and we had to pick a name, and this name is supposed to challenge you every single day when you wake up to take action. This name is your brand wherever you go. It's something that reminds you to remain on brand and do the things that you're supposed to do. So there were many names. There was the innovator, there was the influencer, but mine was the actualizer. And so, in being the actualizer that I was, the name came to being. That's why I was the actualizer. That's where the actualizer name came from. And you know what was very interesting about the entire training program was that prior to it, I had a mindset of permanence and a fear of making mistakes. So mistakes are not necessarily bad. We learned about being in your Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4. And the best place you want to be as a young person, the best place you want to be as a person is your Q2, because when we say Q2, we mean how well functioning you are. You're not doing things in response. You're not putting out fires. You're planning on time. You're strategizing on time. But I found that for me, I had a fear of making mistakes, and I had a fear of having to start over, which is very funny because I have a pencil in my hands right now. When we're writing, we have the daily planners that we're using. These are really great. We had the planners, and there's this exercise that Dr. Sunshine would make us do where you write, and while you're writing, you use your pencil. So she would ask you to define something as you know it, and you have to write it down with a pencil. And after we write it down, she would tell us, rub it. Now, in being the perfectionist person that I am, I would feel anxious. I don't want to rub. I just want to write it and I want it to be neat. Why? Because I've got a fear of making mistakes, and I've got a fear of, and I love permanence. So if I make a decision, I have to be certain that this is a good decision and I'll run with it in the long run. So I remember one time we're told to define a word, and everyone was writing on their notepads and I was sitting. So we had innovate influencer at the time who was helping facilitate the training, and she said, Yande is not writing down. Why aren't you writing down? So I said, I don't want to rap. So I'm waiting for her. I've defined it in my head and I'll tell you what it is, but I will not write it down because I wanted to take down whatever she says without having to rub, in my notepad, which is really beautiful, remains neat and clean. And she said, no, that's not how we do it here. You're going to have to write and you're going to rub because that's part of the mindset process. And I kid you not, I have decided throughout to be using a pencil when I'm writing and I'm taking down any notes, because things change. And having a mindset change process start from the inside means being okay with the fact that sometimes you will make plans, but you have to rub to suit the context, to suit the situation. And so that's how I've been able to change. I'm not as fearful of making mistakes as I was, because I think we also learn from making mistakes. And if you don't make mistakes, you don't learn. So the fear of making mistakes has reduced significantly. So now I'm using a pencil, and it's a metaphor for me in life. Whatever decision I make doesn't have to be in permanence. I can always start over. I can always take action and actualize my idea, refine my idea until it's perfect to the way that I want it to be. So yeah, so that's how it has been, and that's how the entire process has been. That's the change that I've been able to see in myself so far. And one thing that I've also learned is I'm very obsessed with strategies and systems when it comes to when I'm working. So if I'm having a conversation with someone about work or anything, one of my favorite things to do is to talk about systems and strategies. But one thing that I realized that I was lacking is systems and strategies in my own personal life, because I would wake up in the morning typically, and the first thing I do is open my laptop and I'm going to start working. I haven't attended to the other areas of my life, which was introduced to us in the Wheel of Life. So the Wheel of Life basically highlights every part of your life: your spiritual and your ethical, your finances and your career, your family and home, basically all the other areas of your life that we tend to neglect. And so for me, when it came to thinking about that and sitting down and doing real life exercises, it made me really think about the things that I really want in other areas of my life, to plan and strategize how I want things to go, and to set goals. We were told to sit down and really set goals around the areas of our lives and how we are performing. So when you plot down your wheel of life, which is the thing that we're encouraged to do, it became so realistic. It became so real, so apparent that there are certain areas of our lives that we don't sit down and think about. Because when you focus on career, if you're like me, you're constantly thinking about your career, you're constantly thinking about ways in which you can make more money. You forget that you have a family. You forget that you have your sisters and your siblings. You forget the fact that you have a spirit and ethics that you have to address. And so having the wheel of life for me was brought everything to a reality. And that's one of the best things that happened to me, even as a young person. It made me start early. We had the retirement plan. I'm not yet retiring. We don't even call it retiring at the MCP. We call it changing careers. And me planning on how I'm going to change my career when I reach that time. But I have to be prepared to change my career. So we had all of these conversations, and they were so inspiring, so life changing. And I would even encourage my fellow young people to start early. Just start. Join the MCP family. Just find a way you can reach me. You can reach us through LinkedIn and other social media spaces and ask questions about how you can join and really start your mindset change process. So yeah, I think that was my story. I hope I haven't talked for too long. I can talk the whole day
No,
about
no,
the MCP
you are
process.
so, you are so, I mean, you are so, so correct. And, I'm just here, just, like, whew, that's so cool. That's so cool. And, as you were speaking, I'm also just learning just how you would accept not saying, okay, because a lot of people actually, think the two things that are great having on the being on the platform is how you come in, how you take out your upbringing, how you take out the positions, how you take out the things that you believe in, to open your mind and say there are other ways of doing this. There are other ways that we can do this. And
Yeah,
where you say you know what, you don't want to erase this is, in fact, this is what the unlearning is all about, because the mindset change is about unlearning the things you don't want, relearning the things that you want, and retaining the things that you want to fulfill in life. So if you cannot unlearn, like if you say I'm not going to rap, there'll be no space for you to learn.
yeah,
So you have first to create, to write what it is that you think is right, because it's just common sense package where we are saying you already know the things, but we structure it for you to be able to actually go with it in one space and be good at what you're doing. So
Mm.
changing is real. Mindset change is real, but the process is what makes the difference. You have to go through the process. Otherwise, we're all just going to be the same. We're going to say, oh, me, I'm okay. Meantime, we are not even okay. And the
Yeah.
fact that it is our decision, I'm sure that is the best part when you really laughed when we came into your mind and we knew what we were thinking. And this is
Yeah.
why there's always been a minimum of the people and the maximum of the audience, of the class, because the people that it's not everyone who is new in the class. That's why we want people to come and practice, we want people to come and listen in, we want people to just get the things that they want to do going. So it is a place where we say, this one, imagine if I saw you, but somebody else saw you better before I could actually say something. And when we're looking, that's why they say by teacher, 2 eyes. You have to make sure that every person is actually doing what they're supposed to be doing. That is actually the differentiator. We have to make sure that you do. And when you accept that this I cannot do, or this I can do, that's part of, you can never forget. If that thing came into the exam, you would eat it. Like, you write it properly, that this is what it is. And this is what we want to know, where people have to learn, understand, and replicate and duplicate. And this is the reason why I say, if you're able to speak about mindset change process to somebody else, especially the young ones, then I will be your sponsor. But if it's just we say just mongolo, just saying, okay, let me come and a lot of people don't actually practice afterwards. And that is why we have got this, our classes are embedded with the action and reviews, because in the smarter goals, we are actually reviewing the ER. We are keeping ourselves excited. So we want you to be excited all the time. We want you to review the things that you want to happen in your, and refine. So you refined, when you erase something, you're just refining. There's nothing that you are starting. So I'm so proud of you. And, I just want you to go, so that, if we can have you produce 10 of you, and the 10 produces 10 each, already we've got 100, good, temperament of the young kids, the young,
Yeah.
young professionals. And in no time, there will be 1,000. And I can tell you the statistics are so clean and so clear. You is one, you go and get your 10. Already, each 10 has got 10. In 3 months, we can make 1,000. And you can imagine if in 3 months we make 1,000 people who are going out there and changing themselves first and being part of the change that they want. And that is the success that we want. So we've got 2 minutes. I just want to share that, to say thank you for your story. Your story, Yande, Actualizer, reminds us that even one small action can start a ripple effect of transformation. One small thing will start, a ripple effect. When you throw a stone on the water, even on the river, the waves go out. And so I want you to be the wave. I want you to be the wave of young people, to be the wave of starting from where. And the fact that, in fact, my best interest was the thing that you're doing. If you're just alone, just alone and doing things, but when you told me that you're impacting over 1,000 people, for me that was just a bell in my head. Oh, she's actually interacting with over 1,000 young people. That is my girl, and I'm so pleased that you also do not procrastinate. I've never seen people who, apart from my daughter, it's the opposite. She wants to do things now and then, but you made it really good for me, where you call, we connect. Within 24 hours, I had connected you with my daughter, and the next thing, you were there at the She Builds Africa, and the next thing you're talking, and I even know, I can see it, that together with Sampa and yourself, you're going to really make things happen. I even wanted to say, okay, maybe she can come on the Wednesday where we have the young people, but because you're still growing and we need you to actually do this thing, she can host you on another platform on another Wednesday where you just share what you're doing with the young people. And if you've got mompreneurs in your circles, then you can bring them on with Sampa, and then we can see what we can do to help those young people who have mothers and who want to do things, and yet something is not happening. And you can hear from, I'm sure she will pick it up tomorrow and just add on to the things that young people can be able to do, and they get down to doing them the best way they can. Not be afraid of making mistakes, not be afraid of people are going to label me this, not to be afraid to change your story. And God is there to allow you to change the stories. So these are some of the things that really we want you to do. We want you to be a part of Yande's story if it has resonated with you, the most. Tell us what it is that you've gained. You can inbox us. Let me see if I can be able to actually type that number and see how you would be able to just get in touch and be able to get the help that you want. And we will be 24185, I think. Yeah. Get in touch, please, so that we can be able to move. We are in a hurry to make the world the way we want it to be. We are in a hurry to find ways of helping others. We are in a hurry to make the world the way we want it to be. And everyone, when you actually wake up, you're looking for success. So make one of your 4 imperative things to be able to interact with someone. Make sure that you are unstoppable. Make sure that you start start that habit that you want, or stop the things that hold you back. In fact, that is it. You must stop the things that hold you back. And remember, you are not alone. MCP ambassadors like Yande are here to support you. If you'd like to earn more, get in touch. And this is what it is that we had for you this morning. And we just want you to have one of the 4 imperative things to call someone to say, let's start doing something differently, and we're able to move forward. So thank you so much for joining us. Happy morning. And I'm off for my funeral. And I am happy that at least we made it. This is our promise. Every day, 30 minutes, we come to you and make things happen. So thank you so much. Stay on as we end, the stream for today.